You know,
If
there's an assessment. There's an assessment we do in counseling. It's called the Adverse Childhood Experiences Assessment. You could probably Google this and find a PDF. It's 10 questions, and the idea is that there are these experiences that children have that are objectively traumatic, and divorced parents or separated parents is one of them.
yeah,
It's objectively traumatic. It's
yeah,
to the
yeah, yeah,
child. So there's something
yeah,
to be said for that. So my argument would be that the short version of it would be that you have to treat it as though it were a trauma, right? You have to process it and analyze it and get through it as though it were any other trauma.
yeah.
Right? And I would imagine there's a lot of resentment there. I'd imagine that there's a lot of guilt because you, as a child, it's very difficult to understand, you know, the idea of divorce and that your parents may not have loved each other or that there was something else going on. And so we internalize a lot of those experiences. We
I
say
would
that it was something about us that caused our parents to divorce. And that leads to what we call chronic shame or toxic shame, where we just carry shame everywhere we go. So
I
let's
would
explore that.
I would say let's just look at it with images. Your parents are superheroes, and what happens when they get divorced? They don't lose their superhero. They don't lose that mystique just because they got divorced, but they don't lose their superpowers. So what happened to your parents when they got divorced, right? It's not like they're not these powerful energies in your mind.
That's a good point.
No, hold on. Your parents divorcing does not make them no longer superheroes and you're panicking. It makes them super villains. That they still have all that power, but they betrayed the Justice League, which is you, which means you have to forgive them because you think they're super villains.
Yeah.
So fire in the chat. Let's go.
That's an interesting take. I would make the argument that, like I said earlier, your parents are a safety net, right? So when you sense some instability there, you start to feel very anxious, right? That your parents maybe aren't providing the sense of the kind of protection that you need against the outside world. So
No. It's not that they aren't providing it.
No,
it's
you perceive that. That's perception.
Yeah. But let's say they're rich and they're both bringing you money and whatever. You have a good life outside that marriage or divorce. You see it as your fault and you're angry at them.
I just mentioned that. Yeah.
And so I would say the one time we talk about forgiving is for the divorce thing. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say it like this. I'm gonna say I know this is gonna make it harder for you to forgive those parents. Your parents. I know it's gonna make it harder for you to forgive your parents from my perspective, but I have to give you the truth. This is what you signed up for. Your parents are fucking pieces of shit, bro. Disgusting animals. Parents who divorce, even later in life, they are pieces of garbage. And now you're gonna be angry at them. It's gonna be harder for you to fucking forgive them. But play out the fucking emotion so you don't become those fucking, like, let's be honest, they're fucking losers, bro.
No,
they're
I don't
losers.
agree at all. I don't agree at all.
You kidding me? They're fucking. They have one job. They have one
It
job.
does more damage for the parents to stay together and continue.
Oh my god, that is the biggest horse shit I've ever heard in my life. It does more damage for them. How many parents stay together for the kids? That is the biggest horse shit.
There's a lot, but you're saying there's no consequences for doing that? There are no consequences for doing that? That's the template that you have for what relationships should be.
So let them get divorced when the kid is 25, 30. Why are they that selfish that they can have a child and then strip away superhero?
How do you provide any resolution to this?
Look at the parents who stuck around for the kids. The kids are healthy.
Well, what does this do for this guy?
Well, I'm saying he's got to play out that emotion. He's gonna be angry anyway. I might as well tell him the whole truth so he doesn't become those parents. Do you want to be those? Yeah, but I'd rather people take it to its polarity because you become your dad. You're gonna do the same thing as your dad in divorce or your mom, and you're gonna become that if you don't play it out. Once you see them as if they fucked up, I don't want to be like them. That's way healthier.
You could say that.
No, they're genuinely demoralized human beings.
That's harsh. That's harsh. Yeah.
How's it harsh? They had a kid and did it to him. They did it to that chatter, bro. How the fuck he didn't? He had his own problems, and they gave him new ones.
You approach it as though there's nothing else that exists outside the parent-child relationship.
There is nothing. If you have a kid, if you have a kid, what's outside it?
Realistically speaking, there is a relationship that exists between the parents, and you just ignore that.
All right, but it doesn't. There's no way that relationship trumps raising a child.
It may not trump it, but from their perspective, it may be the best thing for the child.
What the fucking liberal bullshit is this?
From their perspective, I've seen this too much where it does more damage for the parents to stay together and continue to fight. And also, how does
why do they have to fight?
Anything?
Why do they have to fight?
Except to make them angrier at their parents.
No. If they fight, then they're still pieces of shit. Why can't they just do what a lot of parents do? And a lot of parents just get
black and white. So
okay.
Just don't fight. Just don't.
Or think of Aranida. He did it right. Still, at the end, it was bad.
I would say that those kids are still.
Yeah, but it would have been damaged. Really like they would have been if he fucking divorced at 15 when they're 15.
We have a concept in psychology known as the dead mother complex. I know, super dark, but the idea is that you can experience the death of a mother without actually physically losing her.
Yeah, okay, but in a shadow form, not the same.
So the mother becomes depressed or becomes anxious, or maybe it happens with the father. So that child can experience that death and can grieve the relationship they had with their mother in the same way.
Jung said this, like his mom was super nurturing, loving, but some days she was super cold and distant, and it made him very.
But if the parents staying together means that's what will happen with the mother, that's going to have a direct impact on the child. So I disagree with you on this. Let's come back to it though, because there's a lot of other questions.
Mm-hmm.
How to survive on 4 hours of sleep or do polyphasic sleep? I don't really believe in this.
What is that? I don't even know what the fuck.
Like